Is there a mental aspect of it? The reason I ask
Mhm.
this is that when I look at, sisters, my wife, just friends in general that have gone through it, there, how you go through it is also there seems to be a mental aspect to it. In other words,
Mhm.
you're aware that you're going through it. You're aware that you've got these emotional kind of highs and lows and the physicalness that uh,
Mhm.
you have to go through. But there's a part of it too, I think, that makes a big difference in how you kind
Mhm.
of go into those years. Am I talking out of school here, Deborah?
I don't think you're talking out of school, and I think if we liken it to the research that exists about the way you think about aging, if we have a positive attitude about aging and what's next, and we're looking forward to what's around the corner, or using the wisdom, just feeling, I don't know, there was something for me about turning the corner at 60. It's like, I really don't care what anybody thinks anymore. It's like, I have fewer years on the planet. I am not going to worry about what you think. I'm going to go do the thing. And I think that it is like you get 7 years more to your life if you have a positive attitude about aging. And
Mm,
I think, menopause may be a little like that as well. I think that for some women, but I would have to say it's probably tied to physically the way they feel as
mhm,
much as anything. But I think for some, it's like the end. It's the end of reproduction. It's the end of maybe how they thought of themselves and their role in the world. So it might be dependent, we're speculating here, on maybe what else she has going on,
mhm,
besides, home and family, and the vast importance of that, I think, to any woman, no matter what. But I think if there's other things and other purpose, there may be a difference. But I do think that for a lot of women, there is definitely the feeling of loss of control when, a woman can, and I've watched it happen, as you might guess, women who are, I've done everything right. I've exercised my whole life, and suddenly this is not working anymore. And I don't know how to pivot. I'm trying to pivot, don't know how to pivot. There's no manual for this. You're driving blindly a bit. And I think the loss of control, when maybe identity has been very tied potentially to being a very fit or active woman and looking a certain way. And vanity comes into play, but there's nothing wrong with that, because sometimes vanity gets us motivated to do the things that buy us the physical health anyway. And I don't care how you get there, right? It's a two
mhm,
for one. So I think there's a lot of mourning, for energy for some women. Fatigue is something many have never had to deal with before, but suddenly they can't figure out their way out of it.
mm.
Yeah.
So if I'm hearing you, then give me so you spoke to of women who look after themselves, who are
Mhm.
they're physically active and they're eating
Mhm.
right and they're doing all the things that they do to look after themselves, and then you're saying, so what is it that they're losing control of? I'm not quite
Mhm.
following. I want to pull on
Yeah.
that thread just a little bit.
Yeah. So for a lot of women, just if we go down the whole list, and we can't because we don't have that much time. But there were, for a while we would talk about 10 or 12 years ago, there's like 34 signs that have been identified as signs and symptoms of menopause. And some of them were, you would never suspect, like electrical feelings in the mouth. Like, are you kidding? I've never heard of that, never experienced that. But then there
Uh,
are the obvious ones, like hot flashes, night sweats, overall weight gain, belly fat gain. So even for women who didn't necessarily gain weight, often it relocated. They now have a different body shape than they did and can't figure out, how do I get rid of that? A loss of muscle strength, then tone, then definition. So it's body composition changing, and insomnia, low libido, and sometimes difficulty or pain, getting intimate
mhm,
becomes something that they'd never dealt with before. So much of that, I think, loss of control, and intimacy is so very important to a relationship, and that becomes challenging. And whether a woman is single or she's married and in a firm relationship of any kind, that becomes, what does my future look like? What does this mean for me or for us? So I think that is, an experience that a lot of women have. And then brain fog is also a big one. Depression and anxiety are huge for women. We've known that for years, that women have probably two-thirds greater risk of depression and anxiety as they age. In part, it's because we outlive you all. We don't mean to, but we do, right? And so we last longer without maybe loves of our lives around and have to navigate by ourselves for more years. But so much of that is also tied to brain, muscle, and bone changes that occur as a result of menopause. And we kind of come to a cliff and fall off of it in terms of our hormonal changes. You guys come in for a soft landing, so you decline as well, but later, almost a decade, and it's not as harsh.
When we, I'll speak from a man's perspective. So at this point, uh,
It would
and
be hard for you to do otherwise, wouldn't it? Yeah.
okay, so that is a good point. Okay, we'll state the obvious there. So the I guess the question I have is this. So as an age, I'm well into the boomer. I'm born in '58, but fitness and training and eating right and holistic
Mhm.
health has been really part of my life for the past at least 40 years, 35 for sure,
I
likely
knew
40.
I liked you. Yeah.
It's just the way it is. But I'm curious. Here's what happens. So for me, because I still maintain muscle mass and I train on a regular basis, I still have a trainer come in and work with me at least a couple days a week, aside from what I do on my own, just from an accountability. But I'm often I don't know if I'm surprised, but I frequently get the question from both men, primarily men, but women as well. Am I on some kind of testosterone
Mm.
supplement, or am I doing HRT or whatever terminology that they're using? It seems
Mhm.
to be a kind of a given question for men for some reason
Mm.
to maintain muscle mass and all the rest of it. I'm not, doesn't matter. But the point is it's a common
Mhm.
question.
Mhm.
Given the advances in medical technology and understanding, are women, we talked about it just briefly. So when you look at hormone replacement therapy of some sort, or hormone therapy, as we pointed out earlier, is is that now more in mainstream of understanding, where women
Mhm.
aren't as, let's say, naive as to what is possible? Because I think there's a part of it where for men it seems to be more in your face. For women it seems to be this thing where it's not as well known. But I'm not in those circles, so I don't
Mhm.
know. I'm asking the question from a place of, like, do women just know that when they go through this, there's other options medically or holistically today that there wasn't, or that you didn't know about 10 years ago? Is that a good question? I think I'm trying to get to.
It's a great question, and there's so much here that we can unpack, so I'm glad you asked it. I think from this day to tomorrow is gonna get better and better, that people will be informed about their choices, and whether or not they choose one way or the other, totally up to them. But I think until now, people weren't aware that there were choices and that they were safe. So
Mhm.
the infamous nurses study is still out there, and it's like a rumor in junior high. Once the rumor's out there, people still have that rumor even once it's been disproven and quieted. It lives on. It's really hard for us to shake things out sometimes. And anything that I think is built around fear, even more so. And I think the worst case scenario here is for women who are breast cancer survivors or at risk for breast cancer. They still are very unclear about, is it safe for me or is it absolutely taboo for me? And it really depends on the physician that you're working with, how well educated they are and how up to date, because that's the difference. Because if a doctor learns something at the very impressionable young adult age, and that's what they've lived and abided by, just like us, we hang on to those ideals, even if we sometimes have every evidence that they're not working, we will hang on to habits. So I think it's getting better. I think more women now are coming to me and saying, and again, obviously, just to clarify, I'm not a physician or a registered dietitian. I don't play one on TV or even the internet. But I working in fitness as a medical exercise specialist and strength and conditioning coach and educating in kinesiology at a university. I have had so many women come to me as we really fit this niche with menopause fitness and the changes that make sense so that you can do it and get better results without getting exhausted or injured. Really important distinctions. Women are like, can I still, is it too late for me to go on HRT? Because 10 years ago or 14 years ago, when I went through it, it was never presented as an option.
Mhm.
Nobody ever said that to me. And women are even asking that question now. And so I host a podcast. I did a roundup with my physicians rather than me say, well, here's what I know they'll say. I went to 7 experts and asked each of them individually, would you respond to this question? And then I just played all of the answers for them. And in every single case, it was like, no, it's not too late. But it's like, we would start you very slowly, like we're bringing you back online. We're going to reboot the system. But because it's been a longer time since you've had any hormones, we're going to start you on a far smaller dose than we would someone who, say, just ended, their cycles today, and they had their own hormones at higher levels. It's just different. And yes, you still can. And so there is a difference between working with what we'd call Western trained and a functional doctor who's also maybe gone on or instead went a functional direction and really wants to get to the root cause of supporting someone's health as opposed to waiting until something is wrong and being active with a pill or a chill.
Remember to like, to subscribe, to comment, hit that little bell so that you get notifications. We're growing the channel. We need your support. Comment, like, subscribe.